Okay. Where's my camera? Where is my camera? Let's go find a camera real quick. And are you my camera today? Yep. Got on the wrong camera. That's okay. Give it a second and lower that and get this in. And give me 1 second. And there we go. Where we going? We're going there. There. And where we at? There we go. There we are. And there we go. Hold on a second. And bang. Am I recording? Nope. Recording. And where's my other record? Right there. Okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Don't F the Crime Scene Morning Show, weekend edition. So I got a few things to go over and we get it in. Hope everyone had a wonderful night. I went to sleep super early. I got criticized about that. Got my phone on mute, I think it is. And so I got my front camera here. I'm not using the big camera over here, so it's a little weird. And I have my off camera over here. So give me a second. All right. So how you guys doing? My dude and dudettes, and welcome to the show. Episode season 5, episode 149, 149. And voice is good. I don't think I have to cough today. Miracle. And we're going to chat about some things. So the morning show is a little bit different. We'll go over popular things that's going on outside and, you know, the public and the world, all that nonsense. And yes, I talk with my hands on camera. Don't ask me why, but I'm a New Yorker, so that's what I do. You know, we talk with our hands. All right. So pending podcast. You can always reach that at DFUTCS.com. That's DFUTCS.com. And you can get that. Our origin story is 137. That's a good one. I had fun with that. I had 138 with ACO Michelle. We're talking about retirement, all that good stuff, and you know what she's learning from that. And I had 139, Sydney Hunter, the homie, equine investigations, and then pending, I think coming up this week, it'll be No Kill Talk with director Andrew Stubbs. So we got those pending and coming up on the podcast. That's, you know, the listening one, not this visual one. So, and I had Jim Crosby yesterday on the podcast, and shit, I got a cough. We had him on the podcast, and we had a good one. It's going to be 148. He comes out, and that one will be Dog Eats Owner. That's a good one. That's it's a little weird. And me and Jim spent like, I don't know, like at least a half hour to 40 minutes before we got into the podcast. Okay. And off, nothing was recorded because we had way too much fun talking. So again, how you guys doing? When I do this, hope you guys are safe and doing this animal welfare and animal enforcement, animal cruelty, code enforcement, and all my LEOs and all that good stuff. You know, this password stuff with Facebook, oh my God, it's like the most difficult thing. If you forget your password or you had to write it down and everything, and I know you're not supposed to, you're supposed to have a password manager app, and hopefully you remember the password to get into that app or how you go about it. It is so difficult because I guess I'm old. Don't come for me. Do not come for me. Okay. But it's a trip. It is truly a trip to try to remember all these fucking passwords. It is difficult. And you're told not to use the same one or the same one in succession or something like that. But that's what we do at work. I mean, everybody does the same thing at work. Okay. All right. So again, let me give myself a round of applause. For all my audio people, y'all gonna hear that. For y'all, you know, right now like that, y'all hear that shit, okay? And matter of fact, let me give myself a Jamaican woo woo. Yo. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. Again, on the audio side, good shit. I'm trying to get everything, you know, acclimated so y'all can hear all that good stuff too. And so I've been. So my homie reached out. He said, "Hey, got a few critiques about the blog and the channel." I said, "Okay, what's up?" He said, "It's only one thing." I said, "Okay, what's up?" Background, because y'all are tired of seeing this damn blanket, This is a moving blanket, and I have a moving blanket almost the whole way around. I took one down, so when I have to do classes in here, and it's rare, but if I have to do a class inside the studio, I have one blank wall that is not matted by the blankets and everything. And the blankets for to keep the sound in, so that I won't bounce everywhere. That's all. And then, but he's like, "Yo, get a background." So I was like, "Okay." So I'll have something go in the background. Give me a few weeks on that. So we're working on that. I don't want to put up my old one where I had all my Marvel stuff and stuff like that. Because don't get me wrong, I still love them, but I don't want to put all it up. And for as my movie posters and everything, they're out inside the waiting room. Okay, and my whole house is set up as a waiting room in the studio. Everything outside my bed over here in the kitchen, which, if you're waiting to be, you come down here to the studio and I got multiple people, stuff like that, you sit out there. It's set up like a reception area outside, and you can go over here, make your coffee, something like that. I'm so serious. And then you step in here and everything, and we go to work in here. Okay. Other than that, anyway. So, weather. It's a cold front coming. I saw the weather, and Nicole Amber told me that it's supposed to get really, really cold. Everybody's wrapping their pipes and stuff like that. If you do not own your house, open up the cabinet doors and all that good stuff, and let the warm air hit it or drip. Let your stuff drip so you won't crack the pipes. Now, if you own your stuff, wrap your shit up and open up the vents and all that stuff like that, and let your stuff drip. Because the last thing you want to do is come home to a broken pipe and water. My dude do that. Real talk. If you ever come home and you see water coming out your garage, not good. That's happened twice, and you can hear it. Well, the first time, I think we were home and we heard it pop or bust. The pipe, if the PVC will bust, pop like somebody shot something, and it just shoot out all this water. And you're trying to figure out what happened. And then if you don't know how to turn the water off or where the water is for you to turn off, it might be outside in your yard and you've never done it before, or it's inside. Okay. So if it happens, know where it is and then turn everything off. And then it's an easy fix. If you're not mechanical and, a home maintenance person like that, call somebody out. Maybe $200 to come out and they'll patch it. They'll cut a hole in your wall that you have to repair, and they'll find out where it is like that. And they say, well, right here. And that's why you have to wrap your pipes. I'm in Georgia, in my old house, not the first, the second house. What they do is these track homes. These track homes, they get them and throw them up and leave like no insulation around the pipes. And the PVC pipes is not better than copper. Copper, way better. Okay. But only thing with copper, motherfuckers break into your house and almost still not, they just take the goddamn copper. But with the pipes in the wall, insulate them, wrap them around, and you should be good. If it happened once, it can happen twice. So that's why you should go up and down and clear out that sheetrock. And sheetrock, if you know how to mud and patch, it's not that hard. You know how to sand down. It's not that difficult. I had he's deceased now, my godfather, Monty. So I was in my first house. I was in my first house in Stone Mountain, Georgia. And Monty had money. He had money. I think he got hit by a bus on the Williamsburg Bridge. It wasn't in Brooklyn. Definitely wasn't Manhattan. I think it was the Williamsburg Bridge in New York. He got hit by a bus while he was on a moped. This is years ago. Okay. Not a scooter, moped. And it kind of ran him over, messed up pretty bad, hold up cough. And then he got a lot of money. He came down to Georgia and bought a nice spot off of Flintwood, right off of Memorial Drive, right before you get to Hamburg, between Rays Road and Hamburg. And it was really nice, like an estate. Awesome. I was going over there. He put some African flag up there, like he would wear his African garb, he was king of Zamunda. And Monty, good person. He was the best godfather ever. He invited me and he gave me a happy home when I ran away. I ran away twice. Another story. Oh my God, another story. But when I came over there and everything, he said, "Side, whatever." And he always been a mentor to me. So Monty, going back to the water, and I know you guys like, dude, what we talking about? We're talking about weather a minute ago. Okay, going back to that, Monty would come over to the house and teach me how to fix shit. So the way he would teach me how to fix it, he would break something in the house and say, "Okay, find out how to fix it." I'm a city boy. I'm from New York. I'm from Brooklyn. We live in projects. Not many of us come from homes. And hopefully, no disrespect, hopefully you have a pops, an uncle to show you how to do this stuff. Now, I had him later on, and I showed my son how to do stuff later on. Okay. Well, shit, early on. My son know how to work shit. So Monty came over and he took a sledgehammer and came in the house and everything, was just talking and everything. And my ex-wife wasn't home. And he just put a hole in the wall. He said, wham, and just made a big hole in the wall and left the sledgehammer in the wall. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he just said, all right, fix that. And this is how he would teach me how to fix stuff in the house. I'm like, bruh, I am not making this shit up. I'm like, okay, sorry. And I would go to Home Depot and I say, yeah, this is before cell phones, stuff like that. So I was like, I got a hole in my wall. They was like, well, how big is the hole? I don't know. I'm New York smart. So, inches and yards and stuff like that. I don't know metric system. Stop it. I know. Okay. I don't know that. Read a ruler and a measuring tape. Shit. Okay. I'm good now. Okay. Before, oh no. So I would go out there and I said, Home Depot, like, all right, this is before Lowe's. So it was just Home Depot or Ace Hardware. Or what's the other one? It was Ace Hardware, Home Depot. Might have been another one. So I would go over there. They give you all stuff like that. And then you would have books because this is before YouTube. And I was like this, well, how the fuck you do this? You have to mud this up. You have to put this mesh over here. You have to want that. Then you have to sand it down. You have to wet it a little bit, sand it down, get it smooth like that. And then you have to put 2 coats of paint on it like that. Believe me, mudding and stuff like that, I'm okay now. I know what I'm doing now. Beforehand, whatever. So going all the way back, insulate your pipes. Make sure if they bust, know where the water is to turn off, and you're good to go. Winter, I don't mind winter. I like spring. I like fall. I can't stand summer. I'm not a hot guy. You know what I mean by that. I'm not a hot guy. I don't like hot weather. Far as cold weather, I can deal with it. Just put on another layer. I'm okay with it. Just keep moving. You'll be okay. You know what the worst weather is ever? Freezing rain. Freezing rain is the most uncomfortable shit ever in life. When I was a mailman, I know y'all saying that's why he's postal. This is true. I used to live in, where was it? It was before I got to South Jamaica, Queens. I was my first station was Hollis, Queens. So that's where I met DMC or one of the grandmothers, stuff like that. When you live, this is back in the day when Run DMC, LL, and all like that. This is my day. This is 80s and 90s. People did not have all the extravagant houses, like Mary Cuomo, stuff like that. Like his kids, I delivered to their mail to their house way back whenever in Holliswood. Real talk. And you would meet all these famous people, stuff like that. They lived in regular homes, a little bit nicer than yours. Okay. A little bit nicer than yours. They wasn't in the projects, but they were regular people. And I tell you, all my dealings in Holliswood when I was PTF first, then you get your then you make your probation and then ship you off to another post office. When I was a PTF, part-time flexi, I think. I would go and deliver in the house, Queens, and they would take you and they can put you anywhere. Anytime you need somebody anywhere in New York, really Queens, they can just take you and say, hey, we're going to work for you today. You need to go over to this station. And because I had a postal bag, I can just ride the bus with the postal bag and ride the train. I have to pay nothing. I was like this, oh shit, no uniform, no nothing, okay? Because a part-time flexi, all you have is your bag, your mail bag. So then you learn how to drive on the other side of the car, which is weird, which is really weird. That's why when I'm driving, I really don't have a blind side because I've been on both sides of the passenger and the driver and switch. Now, driving on the other side of the road, yeah, fuck that. That London shit, that UK shit, I can't do that. So that's why I Uber everywhere when I go abroad. Damn near. So I'm like delivering mail in, I remember, and I was a fast one. I was fast. So I forgot his name. I don't even know his name. It was this tall white guy, about 6'5", 6'6". He would run his route. And for my post office people out there, you understand what running a route means. Because when the mail comes in, you have your first class mail, and then you wait for your junk mail and your packages or your parcels. If you have a PP driver, that's the one who drives it drives all your mail and puts it in these big relay boxes, the green boxes, not the blue ones, the green ones. You have this weird looking key. It was like from a Hitman, the movie. It's this weird looking key. It can open every box, every box, everywhere, because it's the same key. And you would go there and get your relay mail. And you would go, instead of you carrying all your mail, some people carry all their mail in there when they have their little Jeeps, and other ones will have relay boxes. In the city, you have relay boxes because it's easy that way. And all you do is label what street it is. And if you take down your route, you can actually go the way of the route in the neighborhood. You can set it up, okay? Because I know you guys don't ever worry about your mail, but the mailman, it's a system. It's a broad system, and you have to case your mail. I think it's right to left. Even if you're left-handed, it's always right to left. And the streets have numbers, odd, even, all the way down streets like that, avenues, lanes, whatever like that. And you get to see your route, and then you get to walk your route, and you become one with the community. That's why I guess I was okay coming to animal control, because I've already done the community thing with being hand to hand and talking to people all the time. So I was like, it's not bad. Casing your mail, it's not hard. Casing it is all it is once you know where the mail should go, you read the label and you put it where it's supposed to go. It does not happen that way. You train by repetitious, meaning street. You see the street, you put it down, you put it down. See another street, put it over there. So what you're doing is separating the mail by all these stacks of mails, and then you put them up that one street, all the numbers. And depending on how it goes, it could be 2 Walton Street, 202, and go up to 219. So 202, baby, you just go back and forth. And once you get it, and you have vertical flats and stuff like that, that's magazines. Once you get it, you're like this, okay, cool. Then you can pull it down and group it to wherever you want to go on your route. You don't have to walk the route how it's put up here. You can just put it down in the relay boxes. Your mail will take you. So that's what I used to do. I didn't like taking on my mail, and I deliver all my parcels in the morning. But back to this weather shit, okay? Delivering mail and walking from house to house in freezing cold weather, September, October, November. September's still okay in New York. But that October, late October, November, in that rain, worse. Or spring, that February, March, horrible weather, horrible weather. And you're trying to go and you're wet. And I don't care what raincoat and everything, you're wet. And no matter waterproof, they might be different now, but you're going over here. And then the biggest thing with being a mailman is, mailwoman, same thing. You put the money in a reciprocal. Reciprocal will be outside by the street. It'd be way up by the house. So that's some bullshit. So when you had to get out your vehicle, your Jeep, whatever like that, pull your magazines, pull everything, your rubber band, everything together, hopefully they would fit through the receptacle. Then that could be a door slot, or it could be a receptacle where you just put the mail in, okay? And then what if they have stuff going back? I'm like, shit. So everything is wet. In your bag, this is why you see older, and I won't say it's a North thing, older mailmen with a slight gimp or hitch, because when they wear that bag, it's easy 30, 40 pounds sometimes. You put it on and it would start to shift your lumbar. I'm so serious. Your L4, L5 like that, you're getting fucked up. You don't even know it. I was a mailman for 3 years, and I had to have cortisone shots because my back started shifting because of the weight. Now, smart mailmen don't do what I did. I used to run my route and carry the weight and go over here and run my route. So I would be home And I would go and work. What time would I go to work? Because I worked at UPS. Okay. I was working three jobs and failing out of school. Because shit, in college, I used to fail hard, hard. I'm not the best D student, C plus maybe, but man, I was carrying a D on anyway. So I get out of school, go to my Lord and Taylor job, work down there with a few of the guys. And after that, I get off of that. That's one check coming in. I go home, sleep for a little while, wake up, I don't know, 1 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock in the morning. And wait about 20, 12 and 1. And then I would go to UPS. And this was my second stint at UPS. The first time was down at, I think, 42nd and 43rd, the big one like that. I was fucked up. I fucked up big time. I was a preloader, I think, coming off the belt. You have to remember zip codes. And pardon me, trying to remember all these zip codes and everything. Now it's amazing. Once you get your mind straight, you can remember like numbers. I can remember massive zip codes, okay? Because it's a trick you learn. And I was like, okay. And it's not photographic memory, but it's actually taking a picture of what you see. And it's a trick. It's a trick. FBI guys do it. Detectives do it, stuff like that. It's a trick. It's like when you come into a room and everything, you take a picture of what you see. So when you have to say, okay, what was in the room? You can actually break down what was in the room, okay? It's a trick. It's a trick, okay? But so in UPS, my second stint, I was a preloader for the little brown trucks. I would get off the slide, and I had maybe seven trucks, and plus I had a fleet truck in the back. I had to stack that up, and it was a lot. It was a lot. But once you get the rhythm of it, and when the trucks come in, and you know all coming down the slide, you can't let your slide get all the way backed up and everything like that. And you have all these trucks. You have to remember all these addresses. I've been to Coney Island maybe 6 times. One time to play ball, and the rest going to Coney Island. I still remember some of the streets in Coney Island, and this is 30-something years ago. 35 years ago. I still know how the streets are like that because my area was Coney Island. Now, I never lived there, but I can tell you anything in all the businesses in Coney Island at that time. So I had to set up the truck for the UPS driver for them to make it easy for them. They want their big parcels in the back. And they let me know how they want the truck looks like that. And they would give me tips. Okay. So, and in the post office, you get tips too. So this is when I understood how people really are at receiving service. So when I go to on my mail route, I speak. First of all, I would run my route and slow down partially certain days so I can see the people. I was at home when I first started. They called my route the camel walk because you need a fucking camel and a hump to do it. It was ridiculous. It was Southside Jamaica, right off Sufton Boulevard. On the train tracks, you go over there, and I had, what was it, Walthmouth, something like that. I had like 3 or 4 avenues in about 4 or 5 streets. 6 or 7 streets. I had about 15 businesses and all like that. There was a big slot right next to the Van Wyck Parkway. Before I used to go to my homegirl Brenda, and Doris, her house. I was going to New York Tech, failing out of there, and I would have lunch over there sometime. That was a long route. It was a very long route. But once you understand how to dice it and slice it, easy. And I wouldn't run home until I guess I was expecting my daughter. I would like to be home early. I used to run my route, and remember now, I would wake up 12 at night, go to UPS, work from, I don't know, 2:30, whatever time, to about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, do that whole thing, switch uniforms for my brown and put on my blue, and then go to post office, be first or second in there, wait for the first class mail to come in, throw up my slots, throw everything up and pull it down, and just wait for my junk mail, TV guides and all that stuff when they had TV guides, do all that nonsense. And I was like, okay, cool. Do all that. And then I would go out and everybody this, where's dude? This is before I was dude. I said, where's Kevin? I go out there and I'm running my route. My businesses, I hit them first. Bang, 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 here's your. All my older, this is when the Social Security checks, but this is a long time ago, when Social Security checks used to come in the mail. And you kind of know what the Social Security checks or credit cards look like that. You can feel them, stuff like that. And I try to give all my older, elderly people their mail first. And now you're like, how do you do that? Just how to just parcel and move like that and give them first, because they would get up before the people were going to stick them up and rob them for the Social Security checks. So it was a system. And the tips I average seasonally, because mailmen, I don't know how it is now. And I try to do for my mailman and for my garbage man, I try to tip them. Like my new ones, I'm trying to learn who they are. But at my old house, I knew everybody. So I tip them easy $20-$30 a season. So season, you have 4 seasons. And you need to pay for that service. You're like, what are you talking about? You pay by taxes. No. If you appreciate the person who's giving you that service, you need to tip them. That's a New York thing. Okay, that's a straight New York thing. He's like, fuck that. I don't have to tip them. They need to stop. For me, my garbage man, for them to pick up the stuff, take my stuff, take extra stuff sometime, I appreciate them doing it. Having my receptacle, my garbage receptacle put back correctly. My shit's not down there. It's not kicked over. It's not over there. It's like that. Brother, I appreciate that. Okay. Your mail. Now, my mailman, we're gonna talk, because I be getting all types of fucking mail on my shit. I'm like, bro, you can't, sorry. I don't want to talk about they can't read it right, but I'm like, yo, it's a number. You gotta get the number right. Okay. The name, a little bit, but the number, oh my God. So I tip all the time. Working and doing what we do, we talk to our, I guess, the people, the complainants who call. And they call about the most, and we talking, I know, the most ridiculous shit ever possible. And why do people wait? Why do people wait until it's getting off time, after work, or holiday to complain about something that's been going on? For the Jehovah's Witnesses, oh my Jehovah's, I can't understand it. I just cannot understand it. And you try to woo-saw, but you're like, bruh. It's the dog's been tied up. Illegal tethering, if that's a thing, where you are. The dog's been tied up for like 6 years. 6 years. But it's your turn to host New Year's. It's your turn to host Christmas. So now you don't want that dog over here barking and stuff like that. So now it's a problem. Now the Mohawk has been there 6 years. You know the dog's name. You even took him back a few times, but now it's a problem. Now it's Now it's an emergency. Don't you love that? It's an emergency. They're like, yo, you need to get out here like this. You're like, hold up, dog. Hold up. How long the dog's been here? And now you want to call? Yeah, okay. And it's like this, how soon? And they keep calling you back. And then dispatch be blowing you up. And then dispatch command staff be blowing you up on the watch command be watching you up. And then your boss might get called. You're like, hold up. This shit been going on for 6 years. Now y'all tripping. Ain't nothing changed. Dog's been there. Ain't nothing changed. You like this. Okay. When you go out there, you're like this, can you like put your dog in because of, and you never, ever point to the person who's complaining. Okay. Don't go out there. I don't know who did it and point that way. Don't do that shit. Okay. Can get you all types of fucked up. Okay. But, or summertime, having a barbecue. For those people who live in apartments, condos, something like that, when you live on top of each other, see, I know this is an area people don't understand. If you have a dog, you need to walk your dog in an area and clean the shit up. I know. This is some new nonsense. You're hearing first time ever. You need to kind of like clean up their stuff. The pee, hit a tree, all right? Hit the quad, all right? Whatever. I don't have a problem with that. But to let your dog go on the deck outside your house and just shit and have stacks and fossilized feces for all times, okay? It's like furniture. So much feces. It's like a furniture. It's like fucking bedrock, all right? Twiz, Flintstones. Y'all know that. I'm old. So for me, if you had, and then it rains, and then the feces and smell the urine that's soaked into the deck wood now, and it's dripping down to some people who said, I'm about to have a barbecue on the 4th of July, and you got urine shit droppings coming down. And I'm like, no, don't get me wrong. If I'm the person underneath them, I'm hot. Now, has it been going on for a while? For sure. For shizzle. Can we do something about today? It depends. Like with me, if I came out there before and I told you do it and you don't, thou shall. Thou motherfucking shall. If not, I'm like, you have to give him time to clean up the place and see how bad it is. Especially if the dog is healthy. You're like, well, they just don't, it's unsanitary conditions. Can I get a neglect for that? Yes. Hold on. Can I get a neglect? Yes. Cruelty? But can I work with this person? Maybe, possible. I got to see. And then we're not going to do a door knock. But I like people who understand that you need to get this done quickly. You need to adhere to what I'm saying, handle business, because I really do not want to see you again in court. I really don't want you. I want to come back out here, especially as far. And you're like this. Well, you only get, you get 10 hours in a day. Now I had to learn that. If it's 10 hours a day, it's 10 hours in a day. I can't rush. And late calls, it is what it is. Now I'm saying that, and I was pissed off last week when I had to pick up that Billy Pig and that Cane Corso. Oh, I was about to get off. Woosah. It's 10 hours in a day. Just go ahead and do it. Just go and do not drive faster. Just get to it. If you have to go over, you have to go over. Dinner is gonna have to wait. Just try to woosah. Try, but. Again, doing this job in the freezing cold rain and doing this job on holidays, and people don't like to work holidays. I love working holidays. Okay. I think this whole year, I worked every holiday. People's like, well, why? I got nobody. I'm here. I have nobody. So, I visit the grandkids and everything seldomly because, I'm always busy flying around and shit. But I come home, I'm like, I'm not doing nothing. I work the holiday because a lot of other people have kids and they have stuff like this. I work the holiday. Plus, when I need off, I'm going to holler back at you. Yo, I need to be off. Can you get that date for me? Well, what? Okay, I thought so. Thank you. Appreciate you. Hello, right? So working on the holidays, working in inclement weather, and that can be hot. The summer, oh, Lord. And it's different places. Like in the South, you get maybe 2.5 seasons, maybe. In the North, depending on where you are, you still might get winter, no global warming. You might still get winter, and winter is something serious, okay? Like, to me, the best thing you can have is finger gear, gloves, and footwear so you don't slip. Have you ever, and I see these are my northern folks, now my southern folks, I don't know about this. It's this thing called black ice. Okay. It's like a villain. And when you bust your ass and your heel goes up past your shoulders and you crack your back, that's the black ice. Took them the black ice in New York, no joke. But when you have smooth roads down in the South and you get black ice on it, yo, and you don't even see it, and you got that, you would just skirt that guardrail, because I have hit one, two. That's gonna be your friend, preventing you from going further. Okay, further, and people like this. Well, you need to slow down. When you're on ice, it does not make a difference. Okay, and I can drive on snow all day. I know how to go in low gear, and I know a whole bunch of tricks, even EVOC. Ice is no joke. Hydroplaning, and I have hydroplaned. Oh, Father Lord, when I flipped over my truck, okay? And they were like, dude, you flipped over an animal control truck? Yes, with an animal inside of it. A Bichon. Stop it. Don't do that. Don't be like, what happened? Motherfucker, it was 2:00 in the morning. I was on call. I was skating, right? I'm up in the TI, rolling. I'm just, having a good time, about to go to the veterinary, 24s. And I'm just, going like that. And so a big crash, everything. And I was part of that crash coming up, okay? I'm okay now. Live therapy, plus your brother, drive, all-wheel traction. I'm okay now. Don't come for me, all right? Next one. Let's win. Oh, let's get out of the welfare. We did all that stuff like that. Next subject. Sports. Some of you guys not into sports. I'm still a sport person, even though I don't play because I'm old. I was a football guy, turned basketball guy, and stayed basketball into, had this thing called ACL tear and then the pop. That will kill your mobility after whenever you have it. If you're in your 20s, your teens, ACL ain't nothing. It's not invasive. I mean, you can get back on the court within probably 6 to 8 months. But once you hit over 35, 30, 32, 33, 34, 35, your body don't heal. Sorry. If you're a D1 athlete, you have advantage. Okay. You still should have a lot of muscle tone on you. If you're not a D1 athlete, especially anymore, shit's different. Okay. Your healing, this is not Wolverine. Your healing factor, okay, is rest because your ass is old. All right. A lot of stuff you used to do, like I remember I used to do, and I know it's hard to believe your boy used to dunk. That means I had to get up there to 10 feet and dunk. I'm sorry, over 10 feet. Right. 10 and a half. I could 10 and a half. Right. That's a very long time ago. All right. Only dunking I be doing PlayStation. That's about it. But I was looking at some of the sports this weekend, stuff like that. And I watch highlights. Like me and Dustin, me and Dustin was talking, and he was watching BCS, college football BCS games. And he was just telling me how some of these teams look so good, stuff like that. When I first came down to the South, to Georgia in 1990, and I'm from New York, so we don't understand college football. Real talk. And Rutgers and stuff like that. They might be okay, but that's New Jersey, where y'all got grass like that. In New York, we don't understand college football. We just don't. Unless you get to Pennsylvania and you get New Jersey, Maryland, like that, you have college football. In New York, nah. Syracuse, that shit don't count. Okay. But they had college football in Syracuse, but that shit don't count. So coming down and looking at the SEC, I've never seen these fast twitch muscle people. They just move like I've never seen before. I watch some stuff. I'm like, that's different. They're just super quick. And from Florida, breeds them. Georgia breeds them. Alabama recruits them. But between Florida and Georgia, that don't make no sense. So what they're doing in the Big Ten now, I know Notre Dame is independent, but they Big Ten for the most part. Some ACC, they're different. And they said they said Notre Dame looks like really, really good. I'm like, who knew? Okay. Going with that, NBA. I'm a big college basketball guy, and you will see me with my Duke 24/7. Excuse me. I'm with my Duke, and I'm an old school Duke fan. Took a few classes online, stuff like that. Not an alum, never graduated, just got a few communication certifications, stuff like that online. But I love Duke because past tense, it was old school basketball. And in my era, I like the players to stay at least 2 to 3 years so their bodies can develop for the most part. If they're just too talented to stay one and done, I don't like it, but I understand. I don't like it. I'd rather you stay at least 2 years to get back to the school, because the school is giving you an opportunity, and then you know how to manage the money that you're going to get if you're this incredible player. I really like football. You have to stay 3 years because your body is not developed enough to go in NFL. It's not. Only a few people can actually, I would say, Walter Payton probably could have went. Barry Sanders could have went. Thurman Thomas. Very few. Earl Campbell could have went. Ricky Williams could have went. I mean, at a sophomore. The football game, that's totally different. It's totally different. Okay, coming out of high school and going to play in the NFL, I don't think it's possible. Y'all can tell me stuff like that in the chat. But NBA, the reason why the NBA ratings are down because they suck warm nuts. They overpaid. They're not passionate. They're not hungry. Period. They said when they stand at the 3-point shot and everything, everybody fell in love with it because of Steph. You cannot blame a person who has a skill. Okay. Steph has had this skill from early age and had to change his shot to be more efficient. Okay. He's a master at his craft. Not everybody can do it, but everybody's trying to do it. And it's messing up the league because a lot of people are stopping to play. Stopping to look at the game because they don't see these guys out here diving on the floor and actually getting at it. Because, most of Americans or wherever you're in the world, you work for a living. So you have to go out there and work. It might be sweat equity. You might have to sweat. Something come off your brow called, water, because, you have to work, get dirty. All right. And looking at these world-class athletes not working, and the minimum, me and my son-in-law, we talked about this. The minimum salary in the league is $1.2 million. Minimally to sit on the bench. Minimally. Now, a two-way contract, totally different. 10-day contract, different. But minimally to sit on the bench, ride it with a seatbelt, steering wheel, gas pedals. Your ass ain't getting up. 1.2 million. Some of us will not see. That's a lie. In your lifetime, if you're working from 18, hypothetically, coming out of college, 22, to the time you retire, 62, you have probably made $1 million in your life. You don't know where that shit went. Okay? You don't have no idea where it went. But in that lifetime, you probably made $1 million. But we're talking about almost 20, 30, 40 years. Whereas these NBA players, I'm sorry, I know y'all all were athletes and everything, but to play a game for entertainment reasons to make us happy, you're getting paid all this money because you're a unicorn. Every NBA player is a unicorn. They are a unicorn. To be on that, they are a unicorn. And then for them not to have the passion to go out there and execute, for them not to hit a free throw to execute, for them not to finish a layup, not execute. And the reason why I love basketball, college basketball, pro, they suck. Warm, crispy nuggets, warm squirrel nuts. They suck because I'm like, come on now. Now, hey, can I play pro basketball? Hell no. The best was JUCO, went to college, like thing, got a few scholarships, lost them all because, wasn't thinking, was frame of mind, working, girls, all that nonsense. Probably had a handle, what we call a God handle, maybe 2 years. And that's not my shelf. Out of my whole, I don't know, we say from 16 to 22, 2 years I was really nice. That was about it. 2 years. And, they said, well, how you know he was nice? When you go to other parks and destroy that when you go to other parks, it's in New York, you cross over, go to Staten Island, Cromwell Gym, and almost make the 1 and 2 court. Almost, because 1 and 2 get pros, semi-pros, stuff like that, D1s, all that. And you make it from, I don't know, court 14, getting all my Staten Island people know what I'm talking about. They have a gym, or maybe they had a gym called Cromwell Gym. And you would take the number 1 to the ferry, go over there, and it sounded like thunder because of the bouncing balls. It's 32 courts. That means 64 goals. And it sounded like thunder. And it wasn't raining. And that's how you just, you go in there like this. It's nothing but smells like wet ass and basketball and sweat. You're like this, oh. And I'm not doing gorilla, oh. I'm like, oh. But she like this, okay. And then you sign up, you bring your 5, okay, because they don't pick. You bring your 5 and you get on. And the winner goes to the next court, to the next court, to the next court, like that. You have people who come in there, they don't have a 5. They just get picked up because they're on 1 and 2 or 1 and 2, 3 courts. 1 and 2, again, pros, semi-pros, D1s. And if you're trying to get there, because it's hard, it was hard trying to get up there. And this is just for competition. Me and Kurt Jackson, me and Kurt talked about this. The competition in the league now is trash. The only good teams, and it's going to be sad, all right, OKC, those young boys on OKC, they bad. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, that's a bad boy. That's a bad boy. He's a Canadian. It's a bad boy. He does it's effortless. He's so efficient. And he's a 2-point geezer. Yeah, I don't know what that means, right? He can make a 2-point look like a 3-pointer, right? Awesome. Anyway. So low ratings because they suck. Okay. And you know, I'm not a LeBron fan. Guys know I'm not a LeBron fan. I talk about LeBron 24/7. I wish him and his hairline would go somewhere else. Lean back. Wish he would go ahead and retire and just start packing numbers. And if you really want to know how I feel, because I text my son-in-law and a few of my other folks I text like that. How do you actually bring your son in the lead when he's trash? He's not garbage. He's trash. Garbage is, something you curate a little bit. Trash is what you always put out, right? He's trash. And, the S curl, I don't know what he got, okay? He don't even have the S curl. He got a wet curl, right? Trash. And I look at him like that. And I'm not trying to dog his son out because he's trash. But his pops got him in the league. You said, well, no, it's like a CEO. You don't own the Lakers, homie. It's not Jerry Jones, homie. You were depriving somebody else from playing and who's getting that $1.something million on that bench waiting to get in. You got your little homie for your reasons, for a selfish reason, because I want to play with my son. Not what little Bronny, little man, what do you want to call him? Little man, right? He don't care to even be there. He's a gamer, right? And no. And listen, one thing about LeBron, you cannot talk about his talent. Hard worker, spends $1 million on his body. Hard worker, okay? Hard worker, right? 6'8", never been in trouble on social media, no nothing, okay? Looks like a good family man, something like that. I can't like that. But Dwayne, a few of them like that, I know. I'll get off NBA in a second. You can't flop. Chuck, you know what I'm talking about. You can't be an NBA player and flop. A flop is when they barely touch you and your ass boomerang like you got hit by Paul Bunyan or somebody, okay? The Brawny Towel guys to smack you over here. You can't flop. And to see some of these world-class athletes do nothing, that's why the ratings down. I'm tired. I can't talk about y'all. I'm tired. That's why I watch highlights. I can't even watch the game. I'm like this. It's trash. Everybody's coming down there. And they're hitting 3-pointers or shooting 3-pointers. An NBA 3 is far. Okay. An NBA 3-pointer is far. A college 3, it's not. Okay. It's a little different. Okay. Next one. Football we talked about, and Ohio State versus Texas coming up. Ohio State looked like a well-oiled machine. Texas, don't know if they're going to make it. Jill, sorry, I know you're Texas. I know you Texas till you die. Don't know. And Matthew McConaughey, I'm sorry, bro. Ain't going to make it. Penn State against Notre Dame, that's going to be a game. Don't know who's going to get that one. That's going to be a good game. So we talked about the podcast upcoming. We talked about the weather and what you need to do, stuff like that. To be safe out there, we caught up a little bit on as far as your pipes and everything. And the last thing I'll say is, let me see, upcoming next month for us conference, Florida Animal Protection Advocacy Association, APA. It'll be February 19th to the 22nd, Orlando, Florida. You can see me and Dustin. We'll be there for about 2 or 3 days. Contact Darcy on their website, FAPA website, and come out and see us. It'll be at the, what's that called? Florida. It's the big hotel in the mall, conference center. It's huge. It's huge. So 2,500 Sandy Lake, something like that. Huge. It's maybe 17 minutes from the airport. Good times. You can have a good time. You can have a good time in Orlando. You're going to see a whole bunch of people I've seen before, and we should have a good time down there. So classes, I don't know. I actually forgot what I'm teaching. I got told Darcy, what am I teaching now? And me and Dustin, we fly in Wednesday night. We're Thursday teaching, Friday we're teaching, and Saturday we're getting back over here to the East Coast. All right. Talk to you guys later. And I'm glad you guys are with me, and hit me up. I forget, subscribe, view, but subscribe, click on there because I need hours and all that stuff like that. And we good to go. Can't believe I talked this long. Well, shit, guys, you know I can talk. And I don't know why my mouth's not working. I have no idea. All right, we're going to stop it here. Stop that right there. And what was this? season 5, 149. And again, this is the morning show. Well, weekend show. All right. We're going to stop that there and stop, and stop. Good. That was a good one. All right. Let's close this up. All right. Close that one up. All right. And I think I'm good over here. I'll take this off.